Now that you've bound your spells, you can just hover over the unit frame of who you want to target and just use one of those combinations to cast a spell. And you can see you can bind all your healing spells that way. Now, if you look down here in the corner, this is the way Grid normally handles spells. It gives you a little indicators. Um, Not really much text, no icons, nothing to really go off of. This is showing me as incoming heals. And this is why we've downloaded the um, the icon indicators so that we can replace these with indicators. So first what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of this. So I'm going to go to just kind of the default for Grid are top left corner, top right, bottom left, bottom right, and here's some text options. So we're going to go to bottom right corner. Or I'm sorry, bottom left corner. And we're going to turn off incoming heals. I like the incoming heals right here. I don't like the little indicator over here. I just like the text. Okay, now I want Grid to indicate to me that I have a hot on someone. The different places that these icons can go are in the top middle, bottom middle, right middle, and left middle. Those are listed under icon sides. It can also go in this very left corner, one just on the inside of that, the very right corner, and on the inside of that, the bottom corner, the inside of that, and the bottom left corner and the inside of that. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go to icon corners, and I want this to show me when I have a rejuve on someone. So I'm going to pop open corners, and I want to put it right here in the top right corner. So I'm going to go to top right corner, and if you'll see on the tooltip down here, you have top right corner left and top right corner right. So that's the outside left and the inside. I'm sorry, the outside right and the inside right. So we're going to click that for the right, and I want it to show the icon for my rejuve on someone. So I'm just going to go down here, and I'm going to go to buff rejuvenation and click that. And as you watch, you see an icon up here that's going to show my rejuve on someone. Now you can bind all these different icons to your different spells. You can put them in various places. Let's say, for instance, I also want to show my regrowth on someone. And let's say I want to put it over here on the left, in this left corner over here. So top left corner left, I'm going to go to buff regrowth. Now when I cast a regrowth on someone, it's going to show an icon over there. As you can see, I've got both my hots there. Now the placement of these icons can be changed. I'm going to close this up again and go down to advanced and open that up. And so you see icon sides and icon corners. You can change the size of these icons. You can change the offset of it. So for instance, we're going to go to icon size top right corner, and you see that's pretty customizable how you want that to be seen. I would never have it this large, but just to show you, I'm now going to change it to an offset. So let's say I wanted to drop it down just a little bit more on the inside of the grid, and you'll see that you can customize that. While we're in this menu, let's go ahead and change the positioning of the mana bar. So I'm going to click on that, and It's on the default right side of the unit frame. I like that to be on the bottom. And let's go up here to mana bar right here, and let's have it show mana. So there you have the mana bar along the bottom, and when it depletes, you can see how that drops down, and it'll show that for all the units in your party. You can further customize that to make that thinner if you prefer, but I'm not going to go into that right now. Another thing that's going to be very important to healers when they're making decisions on where to put their attention and to put their heals are the debuffs that go out in raids. So we want to make that visible in the raid frame so that you'll be able to see that pretty much front and center. So what we're going to do is go up here to, we're going to close this, and we're going to go to center icon. And if you'll see here, I have debuffs that will show, so curse, disease, magic, and poison. Now, I can't, in my class, can't get rid of magics or diseases, so I'm just going to turn those off because I don't need to see those. But I do want to see curses and poisons so that I can react accordingly. You're also going to want raid debuff to show. For instance, someone who gets the Legion Flame debuff in the Jaraxxus fight, the Infest debuff on the Lich King fight, things like that, you're always going to want to see that, and that icon is going to appear right here in the center. So you're going to be able to see that pretty easily. Another method that Grid utilizes to convey information to you is through the use of border. So if you go up here to border, you can see all these different statuses. Now this is the same if you go to healing bar. It's all the same information. Center text, all of this you can choose and kind of play around with what information you want to be shown where. But right now we're going to do border. And one of the things that I like to see around the border is aggro alert. On my Discipline Priest, I have the border indicate to me that I have Power Word Shield on someone, as well as the Weakened Soul debuff. That's pretty important. But you can scroll through all these and look at the different things that you want that to indicate to you. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to get aggro on this guy and show you what that looks like. And you'll see it turns red around here. You'll also see up here on the left this little icon. It looks like we forgot to turn that off. That's the default Blizzard as well. So and like I said, you can use that to show you all kinds of different things on the border, anything that you might want that to show. You can move Grid around by grabbing this tab and just dragging it where you want to. You can also hide this tab. I don't think it's very aesthetically pleasing, by holding in Alt and clicking on it, and that will disappear. Then of course you're not always able to move it, so go ahead and put it where you want it and then make that disappear. So that about covers everything that I'm going to discuss in this tutorial. I will switch over to kind of show you a little bit of an idea of how I set it up for a different healer. So I'm going to switch to a Discipline Priest and show you how I use the border to show my Power Word Shield. Also to show you how Grid Status Shield gives you a text of the remaining absorbs on your shield. So let's do that real quick. Now, as you can see, I still like that same basic bar style. I like the health to bleed from the left to the right, no matter what tune I'm on. So now I'm going to cast Power Word Shield on myself. And as you can see, through the use of the border, it turns yellow. It lets me know that I have Power Word Shield around that unit. And if you look in the top right, this number, 8.4k, that is an estimate of my remaining shield. That was both Power Word Shield, and added to that was Divine Aegis, if I have that on myself as well. So let's go get a little bit of aggro and have my shield beat down just a little bit. So I'm going to throw it up on myself, and you'll watch how that number changes. And you'll see here, I've got a magic on me. Get rid of that. And you'll see them slowly wear away at my shield. This does a pretty good job, a pretty good estimate of the remaining shield. I'm not going to Power Word Shield myself. I'm just going to do this until Divine Aegis procs. And there you go, Divine Aegis. If you have that, of course, you just do Power Word Shield. It adds that to it. It lets you see that as an indicator. Okay, that is it. Grid is an extremely customizable add-on. I don't have nearly enough time to cover everything here. Mostly what you'll want to do, I would suggest downloading the different plugins that I mentioned at the beginning, and just taking some time to sit around, play with it, and find out what works best for you. Don't be afraid to change that as you go along.